Welcome to Landlord Diaries, where we talk about midterm rentals and the opportunities behind them. We'll share landlord stories, talk about maximizing investment potential, and discuss how to live the very best landlord life. This podcast is proudly brought to you by Furnished Finder, the place for everything midterm rentals. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy our content.
It's your host team, Kelly Bailey and Katie Lyon here with the Landlord Diaries. Today we are pumping you guys up about the first ever midterm rental MTR conference. We're going to cover the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and the how. And as you can see, Jesse Vasquez from episode 2 is back with us. Jesse, how are you doing today?
I am doing extremely well. How are you ladies doing?
Great.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to be here, guys. This is super cool. The first ever World Midterm Rental Summit. I mean, here it is.
Woo woo!
I know, right?
So, before we jump into the MTR Summit 2023, remind everyone who you are.
Yep. My name is Jesse Vasquez. I am a real estate investor. I'm the CEO of AirVenture hosting company, AirVenture Academy. I have 11 properties now and manage about 15. So we got about 20. I'm not really that good at math, Katie and Kelly. So what is that, 26, 27 properties now?
More or less.
Still we're right around there, ballpark, guys. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm in the Central Valley in the Bay Area and in Texas. And I've been in the midterm rental space since 2015. And I've been able to build this really awesome portfolio, a small but like a really strong portfolio that brings in a really good amount of revenue through contracts. And I'm here just to talk to you guys about this awesome summit that Furnished Finder is actually co-sponsoring with us. So we're extremely excited to be partnered with you guys and to have this be one of many for the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years as the space continues to evolve. We're getting involved with you guys over at Furnished Finder. So I'm super pumped and thankful and grateful for Mr. Brian Payne, you ladies as well. So thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. In the MTR world, Jesse's kind of like a big deal and my hero. If you're on YouTube anywhere and you type in Jesse Vasquez, you're just going to see his face everywhere. So if you're really looking to ramp up your MTR business, start following Jesse's stuff. So let's jump into this brand new first ever MTR conference. Who should attend the MTR Summit?
Who should attend? Well, this is a good question. So anybody that is looking to get into the midterm rental space, if you have 0 properties or you have 100 properties, I think this is going to be the space for you because you're going to be able to show up. You're going to be able to learn about what Furnished Finder is doing, what their, what the goals are for 2023 for a lot of investors. We have Zeona, McIntyre, Sarah Weaver, who are 2 industry experts that are going to be out there. They actually wrote the book 30 Days Stay. They're going to be talking about their models. My buddy Rafa Loza, who is like the arbitrage king, he has over 60 arbitrage units and has a bunch of midterm rentals as well, is going to be speaking on stage. Mr. Brian Payne will be there. Katie and Kelly will be there emceeing this. So everybody that's looking to get into the midterm rental space, again, whether you have 1 property or a lot, or if you're like a flipper or somebody that is in a different sector of real estate, you're probably going to want to pay attention to the midterm rental space because obviously there's a lot of people that bought property 6 months ago that are using hard money. And I hear this all the time, Kelly and Katie, and they can't figure out what to do because they can't sell anymore. They're going to be at a loss. So they have to hold for the next 2 or 3 years while the market kind of corrects and adjusts. So midterm rentals is a really easy way to get into the space without having to deal with like Airbnb, the short-term rental side. You don't have to pay the fees to Airbnb like if you use Furnished Finder. So I think it's just such a great part or investment strategy for people that aren't necessarily familiar with this, but it's also an easy way to get in to learn, especially we just talked about this a minute ago offline, pivoting into something that's going to allow you to be able to bring in income, especially in a market right now that's changed. So I think those are probably the avatar of people that would be best suited for the Midterm Rental Summit.
Great.
All right, Jesse, midterm rental has been like the key phrase in real estate investing in the past year, and there's so much to cover. What is the focus of the conference this year when it comes to the midterm rental space?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think, and we talked about this offline a little bit ago, figuring out how much you should charge for your property. So we're going to have Price Labs that's going to be there, and they're actually putting together software for the midterm rental space. They have it now. It's available. So pricing is going to be one thing. How to acquire property is going to be another. What properties to look for. If you don't have the income to buy a property, if you're going to arbitrage, we're going to have Rafa, who has like literally 60 units, so you can learn how he does it, the best systems and approaches to connect with landlords to acquire property. I'm going to be talking about specifically how to get contracts with agencies. Sarah and Zeona are probably going to be talking about, we haven't nailed it out with them exactly yet what they're going to be talking about, but I'm assuming it's going to be on the acquiring side, how to manage remotely, how to manage from abroad, because they travel all the time. So everything that you need from getting started to more of the higher end stuff like that I do with the contracts, you're going to cover all that. We're going to cover everything. So then Brian's going to go into
so cool because, sorry, Jesse, I'm so excited because it's going to be so cool. Like every conference Kelly and I have been to, like the midterm section, it's like an hour breakout, right? Or it's like a mention, and like Kelly and I's like spidey senses always go up and we're like, ooh, they talked about it. But this is going to be like you said, like I'm so excited to like really dive in for the whole time.
Yeah, it's going to be literally, so it's going to be 2 days. The first day is going to be like a mixer reception. Everybody gets to mingle and network. And this, you guys, is so important to get to be around other investors that are doing things, because not only do you see how they're operating and how they're doing things, but you have the opportunity to network and potentially make deals together. I think partnerships and just being in these rooms are going to be so incredibly important. Even if you're like an introvert like myself, just being around people that are doing things in this space is going to give you that leverage and that opportunity. And all it takes is one conversation to be able to build a legitimate business with somebody else. And I think that a lot of times we forget how powerful networking actually truly is. Mm-hmm. Having 300 people in one room, that's literally what their focus is. I mean, intentions, you talk about intentions, right? Like there's 300 people magnified to be able to do something really huge. So I think there's not only going to be the opportunity to learn, but also to network, and then also to potentially have business deals or partnerships that are built just by people that you meet in these specific areas. So I'm pumped about that alone. I mean, your network is your net worth, right? You guys have heard that before. And when you connect on these types of networks, and you connect on stages, and you connect in the audience with people, that resonates. And just being around those like-minded people is going to tremendously up your game exponentially.
All right, I'm getting excited. Woo, woo, woo. Drum roll. When do tickets go on sale?
Yeah, so the early bird tickets are just starting to go out right now. You guys will probably get an email, and actually Katie and I were just talking about how we're going to blast this out to everybody on Furnished Finder. And then if you guys follow me on Instagram at @TheRealJesseVasquez, I just posted a link, and we have probably about 100 tickets that are going to be early bird tickets. So if you guys are hearing this right now, you're going to want to go to the website, midtermrentalsummit.com, to be able to pick up your ticket right away, because we only have 300 seats, you guys. There's only 300, and I think we already have 40 that are sold. So by the time people are listening to this, we might already be sold out of the early bird tickets. But yeah, I definitely want you guys to be there. I'm excited about it. Kelly, we just saw you dancing right now, so I know you're excited about it.
I'm
also so excited because, like you said, there's 300 tickets, right? This is not somewhere where you're going to go where there's 4,000 people. You're going to get lost in the crowd. Like, you're going to get to talk to really great people and network and ask questions and dive in. And like, this is going to be a different type of experience where, like, I know, like you said, Jesse, I'm an introvert too. And when I go to these massive conferences, I'm like I go in my clamshell, and I don't want to talk to anyone. But this is going to be so cool because it's going to be intimate, and we can have real conversations and talk, and you can find someone to go to dinner with them. But it also means that do not wait. If you want to go, grab your ticket, because this will sell out, and it will sell out quickly.
Yeah. And you know what? That was one of the things we thought about, is we wanted to make sure we had an intimate kind of like classroom setting, and an intimate, there's going to be lunch there. We're going to do like a reception and an exit. What is that called when you guys when you end a reception of some sort? I forget what it's called.
I call them pep rallies.
End of ceremonies. There you go. So everybody's going to be able to hang out. I mean, being in San Diego, you guys, in April, the beginning of May, is like the best weather. So it's going to be a cool little place. If you have family, bring your family. It's going to be a cool, perfect, nice, and it's in Mission Beach, which is like one of my favorite places in San Diego. It's basically an island on the water in San Diego. Awesome. It's super beautiful.
Maybe I'll bring my kids and they can be our little mascots.
Yeah, bring them. I'm bringing mine.
They'll be at Disneyland probably.
Probably.
Close enough, right?
Yeah, like a 2.5 hour drive.
Okay, that's a little far. They'll be at the cool SeaWorld. I think it's SeaWorld in San Diego, isn't it? What are the cool kid spots in San Diego
Legoland.
for those that are maybe wanting to make it a
Legoland.
family trip?
Yeah, Legoland. I'm not really a SeaWorld kind of guy. I feel bad for the animals out there, but but Legoland is cool. I feel bad
Legoland
for
is the best. It's the best.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse. So it's in Mission Beach. Is there a website that we can send our listeners to get their tickets? Because they're going to get them quickly because they're going to sell out. And I want to meet everyone.
I know, you and I both. The website is midtermrentalsummit.com. So it's all spelled out MID, midtermrentalsummit.com. Or you can go to therealjessevasquez.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram at Real Jesse Vasquez. So there's multiple different places to get these. If you are part of the Furnished Finder network, you're probably going to get an email that shows up from Katie too. So yeah, there's multiple different ways that you can get tickets, but those are probably the easiest just by heading over to the website and grabbing them. But yeah, we're going to sell out. Like, there's no doubt at all. We've already sold tickets so fast without even really doing any marketing at all. So yeah, if you're listening to this now, please jump on. You want to be around Katie and Kelly and myself and everybody that's like-minded in the space. I'm so pumped about it. It's going to be awesome.
Let's get off this recording right now. I've got 20 people on my mind. I'm going to go forward the website too on the spot.
Yeah, you need to.
It's going to be amazing, guys. You've got to be there. There's so much information that is coming out and growing, and midterm it's blowing up, and it's such a great option for anyone who is at any stage with their property, whether you are just wanting to get into real estate investing or you have properties that you don't know what to do with, but you're not ready to sell, you're waiting for the market to turn around, whatever it is. Kelly and I obviously talk about it all the time, but there's so much to learn. And that's what makes this space so incredibly fulfilling, is that even Jesse cannot sit here and say that he knows it all. None of us can. No. So when we're all together, we all elevate. And this is going to be someplace where we all walk away with that like good exhaustion because your brain just got so filled.
Yeah. Not only that, but it's like I said, just the networking is going to be important. And you know what we didn't talk about, Katie and Kelly? Anybody that's in the short-term rental space that is in an area that's not regulated yet, you need to have an exit strategy. And markets that are regulated, like San Diego, they have a big regulations where we're going to be. Everybody's getting in the midterm rental space on that end. So like, what do you need to do to position yourself to outdo everybody else in the space? And I think that's something that's not talked about enough. Because there's a lot of people that switch over or get regulated, and all of a sudden they're like, I need to make the same sort of income I made with my Airbnb. How do I do that with my midterm rental? Or if I go into that, how do I do that? So there's ways to do that. There's ways to stay booked. And it's a totally different game. It's not short-term rentals. It's not a platform where millions and millions of people go and book. It's a different way of doing things, and you have to be very strategic about it. You have to have certain properties laid out a certain way. So I think it's going to be really good for those folks that are in a space that are, either don't want to deal with the turnover from Airbnb or are they're in a space that's going to become regulated or is regulated. So I think it's going to be tremendous.
And there's strategy to everything, right? There's strategy to where do you buy the property? What type of property do you buy? How do you furnish it? How do you market it? Like, there is strategy that is very different from short-term and long-term that is specific to midterm, that really when we dive in and talk about nothing but midterm, like, there's just so much to gain.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. If you are clicking this from your email, or you are watching this on YouTube, or you're getting your audio version from your favorite podcast platform, then just go to those show notes or to the email and click the link and get signed up today. Tickets won't last long, and the prices will continue to go up as we start to sell out. Thanks for being here, and let's all get pumped for the MTR Summit 2023. See ya!